Today we're revisiting Plants vs Zombies Universe, a pretty monstrous undertaking which aims to combine almost everything across all PvZ games into one massive fan game. This includes worlds from both the international and Chinese version of PvZ 2, introducing characters from the likes of Plants vs Zombies Heroes, and even introducing content from the more elusive PvZ games like PvZ All-Stars. The main chunk of today's video is going to be focusing on the latest update that was recently released, adding the Emperor's Mausoleum world into the game. The Emperor's Mausoleum was the first world featured in Plants vs Zombies Online, a PvZ game released exclusively in China during December 2013 and later closing in 2018. In PvZ Universe though, this is planned to be the second world in your adventures. At the moment the world has 31 levels, 10 of which are what I would class as the main levels, and then there are a ton more that you can unlock as you go with gate keys. In PvZ Online it totaled at 40 levels, so there's likely a few more to come. The main gimmick of this world are the zombie tracks. These cannot be planted on and only certain zombies can travel along them. This is an interesting world that really makes you think about your placement, as symmetry isn't possible in many of the levels. The world is set at night but sun still falls from the sky, so you don't need to use shrooms or anything like that. Emperor's Mausoleum is pretty light on the plant front, you can only unlock 7 in total. You'll be pleased to know however the plants have been recreated very well and work seamlessly for the most part. One of my favourites in here is Bruce Bamboo, and not only just because of his epic name. Bruce Bamboo is essentially Bonk Choy, but probably better really. It's a melee plant costing 150 sun and can hit zombies in a 3x3 area. Bruce is a very straightforward plant, nothing complicated here. It does pretty good damage, especially when there are a few grouped together. On the zombie side, I really like the Hawker Cart. This is one of the zombies that can only travel along the track, but as you can see here, it basically works like the Chicken Wrangler zombie, but instead of pesky chickens, you get slightly more adorable zombie piggies. They have low health but can swarm you if you're not careful. I'd also like to talk more generally about the game, as the footage you're seeing was my first real hands-on experience with PvZ Universe. One of the really interesting things about this fan game is that it's playable in a web browser. You don't need to install anything, you just go to the link in the description. Please note this will work on mobile, but as explained in a post from the developers, they have mentioned the game is being optimized for PC, not mobile, so just keep that in mind. Now initially it may look a bit daunting, particularly if like me you can't read Chinese, but if you right click, this should work on most internet browsers, you should be able to select translate to English. You'll then be able to read the two options, quick play or account login. You're going to want to click on the top one, quick play, and this will instantly make an account for you with a user and password. You should either write down or screenshot the login details so you don't forget. Once you've done that, just click enter the game and PvZ Universe should start loading. Easy peasy. The game will save your progress. Once it's loaded, which can take a few minutes, the game will begin with the tutorial like in the vanilla version of PvZ 2, but you can just skip it. As for performance, the game is a little strange, but for the most part it runs fine. The frame rate is a bit weird though. You'll notice the plant animations seem to be running a bit slow, however other things like the sun drops for example run smoothly. I found if you use the fast forward button things feel a bit better, but yeah, the performance isn't bad, it's just a bit weird. So hopefully that gets sorted over time. One of my favourite things about PvZ Universe though so far is the world map designs that look absolutely fantastic. These are based on old concept art for Plants vs Zombies 2 and other games, many of which ended up being scrapped. I think you'll agree they make the worlds feel more alive and interesting, and it also allows for extra and bonus levels to have specific sections that can be unlocked. Every world apart from Sky City and Wild West have maps you can look at. Speaking of which, the game has 8 worlds at the moment, but levels are only available in the Emperor's Mausoleum and Ancient Egypt. Also, if you head to the world selection screen, on the left there's a few images you can click through. These are actually levels, demo levels if you like, that showcase some of the other worlds like Dragon Palace. The gameplay itself felt great to me. Apart from the minor performance problems and 1 or 2 bugs, it seems to have been put together very well. I really like the new seed packets and their position on the screen. I like how I can see a lot more of the lawn at once. The zombie health bars and armor indication are also a nice little touch that just make the game feel a bit different. The final feature I'd like to highlight today is the almanac that has been done in a more original PvZ style, which is a nice little change. This includes all the usual information, but also the upgrade system. Like PvZ 2 China, most plants, but not all, have a tier system. You can upgrade a plant with the in-game currency, with each tier providing further benefits. For example, Sunflower's first tier makes her cost 25 less sun to plant, but when you get her to tier 5, she'll also start producing more sun. Overall, I've been very impressed with what the team have been able to create so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it progresses in the coming months. If you want to find out more about PvZ Universe, feel free to check out my other videos, or you can learn more on the developer's Bilibili channel. Anyway guys, that's about it for today's video. Let me know what you think of PvZ Universe in the comments below, but other than that, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons, turn on notifications, and if you would like to support the channel further, check out my Patreon page by clicking on screen or through the link in the description. Okay, thanks guys, bye.